What a strange thing it is to be here tonight, first of all, without my mother. My father has been gone, obviously, for some time. We miss him so deeply. But to be here without my mother as well. She was such an incredibly strong woman. And I'll never be able to forget last year, her sitting at that table, and we're trying to get her to make some remarks, and she gets up and she says, "I just have to say one thing about my son. I expect more." Those of you who were there, it was pretty unmissable. And I'm going to use that to sort of segue into two other points. The first is that I really do think about some moments where I wish my mom had been with us this year. I think about the fact that, first of all, at this time last year, we were all still praying daily for the return of the hostages. And I wish that she'd been there for that magical moment when I got to wake up my young daughter a few weeks ago and tell her as she's waking up, the hostages are coming home. And my daughter shedding tears of joy in that moment, the weight starting to lift, the beginning of the feeling that maybe we're through the worst of this, and all of this heaviness, this darkness that we're living with, maybe now it can start to end. And that's a moment where I wish my mom had been here so I could have called her to share in that moment with her. So I thought about her a lot these last few weeks. But I also think about that moment where she's demanding more. And of course, that's the ask that Lizanne and I together are going to make of all of you. We're going to expect more. We all have to step up if we want this world to be a better one. And I think about my mom in the context of this ethics prize, because of the fact that it's a writing prize. And when I think about my mom saying things to me, like she said, I need therapy. And I don't have the time for therapy. I don't know about you, but I'm too busy for psychoanalysis. Sorry, people have tried, I just really don't have time. And thank God that's where writing comes in. For me, I find that if I have something in my mind and it needs to get out, it's a feeling, it's a perception of the world, it's a struggle, there's nothing quite like writing for figuring out what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And what an incredible gift it is for us to be able to have the incredible winners of this year's Ethics Prize with us tonight. Just a quick round of applause for them. Getting to watch their process, getting to watch their finished result was, I hope, therapeutic for them in whatever they were wrestling with. It was therapeutic for me to read about it, and it was certainly therapeutic for me to argue about with the other jury members as I insistently pushed forth my view as to who was the best. And I'm so glad that all of the winners are just amazing. So thank you again to them. The last way in which it's really resonating with me, the strength of who my mother was and her presence in this room, is the decision that the board of directors and I made this year, that for us to move forward and evolve what the foundation must be, we needed strong leadership. And we started a process, and we were so blessed at the end of it to have Lizanne Eisen become our executive director. There is a spot at the Elie Wiesel Foundation that will always, I think, have my mother's imprint in it. The imprint of a strong woman making decisions, telling me where I'm wrong, getting the last word more than you'd think. It's just such a pleasure for me to dance with somebody that I respect so much, that I'm learning so much from, and in whom I have such complete and utter trust that this foundation is going to grow to new heights. So really welcome aboard, Lizanne.